this apocalypse, I'm in the Magi. He comes with some truth.
Peace and blessings to everybody that's out there listening. Today is the 17th of April, and I'm just picking up as far as on the vibrations that are out there. But today's date, I want to go back to 1975. And the reason why I want to go back to 1975 is because that is the birth date that's actually the date that the second man who served as the president of India, his name was Sarvapalli Radhakrishna, and he was the second president as far as of India, and he returned to the ancestors. Let's see, what's that? 34. That makes that 34 years as far as from today's date, and he was influential as far as in bringing Eastern and Western thought together. Now, he, of course, being the second president of that land named India, means that he was born, of course, in the same land, which, of course, is the birthplace of Gandhi. Now, I myself can't claim as far as to be an actual, follower of men who actually study the faith of Hinduism, but I do know as far as a little bit enough about, because I do read about individuals who are great figures to actually know the truth about them, and if somebody puts out as far as a questionable statement about them, I know how to put truth out there. Now, one thing I want to say about Gandhi is that somebody has said that he was racist and he didn't like blacks. I can understand you putting that comment out there if that's your opinion, but I really can't understand the fact being that somebody that's pro-righteous and black, somebody like Stephen Biko, who was born in South Africa during the time frame of Nelson Mandela, who was influenced, like Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., of Gandhi. But this man, Stephen Biko, who was one of the leaders of the anti-apartheid movement and founded a cultural roots organization called the Black Consciousness Movement in South Africa before majority of us who are 40 and younger. He founded this movement in South Africa, and he was influenced by Gandhi. And he said this. Now, if he and Nelson Mandela, who were born in South Africa, who struggled through apartheid, who went to jail and to prison for people, if they were to say that about Gandhi, then that would be, their opinion. And I probably more so, really agree with, especially, with Stephen Biko. But when people like us, when we say stuff like that based upon what Hollywood puts out there as far as in a movie, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 years after somebody has returned to their ancestral tribe, now they want to put, a movie out there.
And that goes out to, what's his name?
Nocturnal
51, and that goes out to, what's his name?
Yeah, Wakanu
7.
Yeah, just for y'all, if y'all, I don't know, I haven't looked on your page yet to actually see who you are. If y'all brothers, if y'all Caucasians trying to start something, I don't know who y'all are, but you got to study the facts.
And this other brother too.
When it comes, something like that, because y'all just will sit there and say, yeah, you're right, as far as, that they're this and they're that. Let me ask you this question. This is going to be the litmus test between, y'all, if y'all real or not. Now, what do people say as far as regarding Malcolm X? They say he's an anti-Semite. They say he's this and they say that. But really, what was he?
That's right, bro.
People say, Martin Luther King Jr. was a sellout, which I can understand that, because I question a lot of what he did too.
Right.
He dang sure took a bullet to the head. He dang sure went to jail. What have you gone to jail for? Drugs. Something nonsense.
Bullshit.
So you can't, I just question as far as why would you want to say that about him, because India, that name India comes from the Indus River, which is in Pakistan, and that river is 1,976 miles long, and that's where the British used the name India from when they took over the British Empire under Queen Elizabeth.
That's right.
So let me ask you this: how many black people did Gandhi rape? How many black people did Gandhi enslave? How much money did Gandhi and his family make a profit off of all the millions and millions and millions and millions of money in diamonds from South Africa? So who are you going to talk about? You're going to talk about those who they sold out, who they say that people say that they sold out to, because those are the people that sold them out, because those are the people that killed them. It's interesting that, you know, that whole area, India, China, Pakistan, Afghanistan, it's all darker regions. And Caucasians don't control it anymore. So being that they don't physically control it, what do? They turn the people against one another. And that's what we do. It's the same thing as far as for here. We're not physically enslaved anymore. So what do? They turn people against one another. They got the natives that are here in reservations. What's the best thing to do? Don't teach anything about them. You could probably be driving, going to North Carolina to Pennsylvania, drive right through a Indian reservation. Man, you wouldn't even know it.
And wouldn't even know that Thanksgiving ain't nothing but a Holocaust.
So, you know, I question as far as, you know, if you're going to sit there and listen to a CD, you know who you're listening to. So if you watch a movie, who produces that movie? Who produced that movie, Gandhi, that you watched? I guarantee you, I will put $100 on it, and I'm not a betting man, that it was a Caucasian white man. I guarantee you. Now, let me ask you this. A Caucasian white man portrayed a movie about somebody that you know nothing about.
That's right.
For all I know, you probably couldn't even prove that really he existed. But what can you do? What type of movie can you do about somebody over here that can affect somebody over in India?
That's right.
See, we got to come up out of this
bullshit,
this mind frame, because, see, if y'all going to analyze it and talk about, you know, somebody, you know, like that, that's fine if you're going to criticize, but criticize on an actual fact that something actually happened. Because Gandhi went celibate at 36. But see, they don't want you to think like that. They don't want you to think as far as the mind frame and the power of what your mind can actually do. Because he impacted a whole nation that was underneath British rule. And Martin Luther King Jr. studied him. Why would y'all say that Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. studied, or Gandhi studied Martin Luther King Jr. when Gandhi was shot ritualistically in 1948.
That's right.
This is before the civil rights movement, so-called, even started. Before Martin Luther King Jr. even got his claim to fame. Matter of fact, he was only 19 at the time.
Didn't he go to South Africa too?
And 19 years ago, today, that's when Martin Luther King Jr.'s, one of his main disciples, Ralph Abernathy, that's when he returned to the ancestors. And 36 months after him, that was the 8th president of Turkey, when he returned to his ancestors' tribe. And he was the first one, as far as in Turkey, to bring capitalism to Turkey. And he wanted Turkey, which is a Muslim nation, he wanted it to be called Little America. But see, we don't study, you know, names like that and people like that. But we just want to go by what people put out there, so we can judge, and so we can act like that we're Clarence Thomas, and we're Thurgood Marshall.
That's right.
Or we're, you know, some type of judge, to where we can just sit back and just write comments about people. Yeah, he was a racist, he did this and he did that. But what are you going to do?
That's right.
What do people say about you? Are you a fighter for your people? Are you just going to be a criticizer?
Or do you like division?
See, we deal with that, but see, division, mathematics, gotta cut that off. It's all about addition and mathematics and multiplication, because Robin Harris said that we don't die, we multiply.
Peace.